Shut up, Terry. Just kidding, you're hot. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and I know it has been a minute, but I am back with a reaction to Cobra Kai Season 5. We're now into Episode 8, which is called, I believe it's pronounced Taikei. So the last episode, we saw that Miyagi-Do Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang, whatever you want to call it, as well as the Cobra Kai students were both undergoing different forms of training to prepare for challenges that they had ahead. Now, the Cobra Kai kids were training for what's going to be an upcoming world tournament. They don't know about this yet, but we see that Terry is looking for people to emerge as leaders to basically lead them into the charge of this new globalization of Cobra Kai. Whereas with the Miyagi-Do group, they were actually learning how to just survive the fact that Cobra Kai was becoming prominent in the valley, and that unfortunately a lot of those bullying and aggressive behaviors that they've seen are probably going to increase and intensify. So I found it to be a really interesting episode. I really like seeing the different teaching style that we were introduced to by Chosen. But now that the team of Miyagi-Do realized that they do have to work together as far as being able to stand up to Cobra Kai going forward, there's a lot of internal turmoil still happening in Cobra Kai, particularly with Tori trying to figure out how she wants to proceed, because she's really not liking the new direction of Cobra Kai. And these new senseis, particularly the female sensei whose name just slipped right out of my head, they're not getting along, and I do think that they're eventually going to butt heads. So I'm really not sure what this episode title is going to lead us to, but we're not going to know till we get into the episode. So we're going to jump into that. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I do reactions to shows like this here. So if you're interested in watching me do that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when I do new uploads. And for those of you who've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome back. I appreciate your patience with all of this chaos that's happening right now. It is so much harder to record in this environment than I thought it would be, but I appreciate your patience, and please do join the fam if you haven't already. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into episode 8 right about now. Oh, listen. I know that Terry's a villain and everything, but I could get used to being brought around in a limo, is all I'm saying. Like, if that's what it means to work with this man, sign me up.
Sensei Silver, I'm Günther Brown. I speak for the Sekai Taikei. As you know, our admission process...
Why do I know you? Mighty Ducks. That man was in the Mighty Ducks. He was the coach for the Iceland team. I can't believe I remembered that.
Our dojo is state of the art, and our senseis are second to none.
You haven't met Chosen and Johnny and Daniel Larusso.
I have the resources and the connections to make the Sekai Taikei a household name all across America.
Maybe they don't want that.
One you've never been able to tap until now.
Oh, maybe they do.
But this review is entirely about the quality of your students.
Piri.
Our dojo is the best in the valley.
That's not true.
Oh. Hello, Daniel.
I'm Sensei Daniel LaRusso, two-time All-Valley champion.
2.
Sensei Johnny Lawrence, also two-time champion.
Yeah.
Chosen Toguchi, Master Sensei.
Piri.
You led us to believe that your dojo had all the titles.
Honesty isn't exactly Cobra Kai's strong suit.
No. Snakes. And if you actually are the best, Terry, then you don't mind a little comp, do you? Oh, that's right. You paid your way to a win.
For this inappropriate yet entertaining disruption. But may I remind our
They have a juice bar.
We will see what your dojo has to offer. And yours.
Thank you. Look at our colorful outfits. Uniforms are boring.
May the best dojo win.
We will.
Honestly.
And when we do, I'm gonna shove that ponytail straight up your ass. Can translate.
Your petty rivalry is standing in the way.
I have no rivalry with them.
Are you sure? Maybe a little bit?
Then we must suffocate them.
What is all this talk of
I will continue to train
killing people?
And might I suggest next time, you are prepared too.
Ooh. I thought you thought the crease was bad. This chick gonna whip your ass, Silver, and I'm actually down for it.
Cobra Kai's gonna do everything they can to get a spot. And if they win this time, kids all over the world are gonna have to deal with the same kind of crap that you guys have gone through.
Not really. Because the reality is that in other countries, they would not put up with the nonsense that these kids are doing. They would have ended them a long time ago. But, you know, for the sake of the story.
I just want you to know I'm not going to force you to compete. I made that mistake in the All Valley. Not gonna do it again.
Look at Johnny learning.
All right, it's good to hear.
How sweet. Is this what fatherly advice sounds like?
Robbie, come on, just
Relax. I'm just
He's
messing.
teasing. Come on.
Do we teach offense?
but with a badass twist. Show them the Screaming Eagle.
The what?
Kenny Payne. Only started training with us this year.
And he's used his rage and broken home to fuel himself forward. Because that's the foundation of karate. Interesting.
Love fishing, love sake bombs. One day, strong wind, strong sun.
Okay, the point of this.
Oh my god.
We use the latest technology for maximum performance.
Wow. Terry's like, I'm rich, in case you didn't notice. I'm very, very rich. Just picture Tori's face. There we go.
Sometimes you have to train outside the box to get to another level.
I think he's more upset about his likely $1,000 suit.
And yell.
Sir?
Rocky Balboa is my hero.
No shit. Mine too.
His victory over Russia effectively restored my fractured homeland.
You get it.
I can't believe they're bonding over this. Interesting. You gotta admit, both dojos have definitely something very unique to offer. Effective in their own ways, really. Cobra Kai's issue is the motivation behind why they do it.
Yet both are equally impressive.
Thank you.
So the only way to determine which dojo can gain entry into the Sekai Taikei
Let them both.
is to see how your students fare in direct competition.
But we've done this already. But for real though, like, we already did this. Did you not watch? Just watch the All Valley tapes. Although, those were paid. Never mind.
This is bigger than the All Valley. Much bigger.
You gonna pay off these refs too?
Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols.
Looks like you're gonna have a rematch against LaRusso.
I thought the plan was to stop Silver and get you out of here.
We're not doing anything like that anymore.
Oh, your feelings hurt.
And what now? You're just done.
I've put you through enough. The best thing you can do right now is look after yourself.
In the end, I'm always the one picking up the pieces.
I mean, you didn't really trust a lot of people before this, Tori, but...
Okay, who's ready for round two? Okay, geez.
Whoa, wow, okay. You know, she almost lost a hand.
Point being, you're all deserving. Right? LaRusso, Chosen, and I are having a hard time deciding which one of you should go up against Cobra Kai tomorrow. Maybe we should just flip a coin.
There's two sides.
There's three of us.
Yeah.
And I bowed out at the last tournament, so he deserves to represent us.
And he won't have any problem kicking Kenny's ass if he has to. And I hate having to say that because I love Kenny, but boy needs humbling. Is Sam going to be okay? I don't think she's emotionally ready for this fight yet.
I'm back in this winner takes all match.
Exactly.
And it feels like I'm right where I started.
She likes the fun part of karate, not the whole fighting for your life.
Your father was fighting for friends, for village, for Miyagi-san.
Very true. And that's really what it comes down to. What are you fighting for, people? Oh, who's gonna... Oh. Well, wasn't that coincidental?
Burning the midnight oil.
Seriously, where are Kenny's parents? How is he here all the time?
He'll be bigger than me, stronger than me.
Hey, don't count yourself out.
You're actually doing quite well, Kenny.
They've all had their time in the sun. Now it's your turn.
Their time in the... Diaz and Keen are like 17. Guys acting like they're in the sunset of their lives.
If you strike the right speed and trajectory,
You'll kill them.
you can cause your opponent significant damage. Literally, take their breath away.
Crack a rib, puncture a lung, possibly murder them. Okay, Terry.
But Sensei, you already get a point for hitting the chest.
Yeah. We don't need to kill them. See, see, this is, Kenny, you are a young black boy. Terry is a rich old white man. But anyway, we'll talk about it more after the episode. They're all like, what kind of budget stuff have we been living in?
They even got a smoothie bar.
They do. They do. It's so not cool. I wouldn't scoff if I were you. Hawk, Kenny's got a lot of rage.
Shit, you training the kid who bullied me?
Heard you're the one doing the bullying now.
Period.
Look, I know how things can start out from nothing and get bigger and bigger until all you feel is hate. I've been there.
And I ended up in jail.
You know what? You're lucky you're not on the mat today.
Okay.
Guess Hawk will have to do.
Okay. Like Robbie, there's not much you can do.
Don't worry. I'll shut him up. Don't go too hard on him.
No, go hard.
It's not Kenny talking. It's Silver.
But beyond that, seriously, he'll hurt you.
Offering or demanding?
Well, we do have actual tournament.
Shut up, Terry. Just kidding, you're hot.
We have invited the local referee to ensure impartiality.
Are you sure? I just feel like, haven't we said several times too much advantage your dojo? This should have been in a neutral location. Having Cobra Kai's everything around subconsciously gets to you. Okay, I said do not go easy on him, Eli. I know he's like an inch and a half shorter than you, but he's got the ancestral rage in him and stuff, you know? What?
Back on the line.
Okay. Impartial. Exactly.
Illegal strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's a warning.
Oh, he gets a warning.
It's time to uncage the Hawk.
Okay. This is very reminiscent of someone's fight, 30 odd years ago. Oh no, he's really about to hurt this boy. But anyways, you get to spend time with your brother in jail.
.20 pain.
Mm-hmm. And if he dies, welcome to jail.
That's a forfeit. Winner. Pain.
Okay, yeah, that's honest. That's impartial. Okay. Mm-hmm. He paid off this one. You can't impartial my ass.
We begin our girls' fight. Samantha LaRusso.
That what somehow doesn't sound right. Girls fight. It just sounds petty all of a sudden.
Where is she?
That's right. Good for you, Tori. If you actually left, I'm gonna have to almost take back most of the stuff I said about you.
Tori Nichols.
Tori, if you did the right thing for the first time in your life.
Ms. Lee,
Yes, Sensei.
are you ready?
To rumble! I'm not mad at Lee, though. From what we've seen of her, she's just someone who's very determined, but I don't think she's been learning anything dirty yet. Don't go easy, Sam. Sorry. Don't go easy.
No point. That's shoulder. No point. Keep fighting.
Really? You're telling me the people from this Taikei whatever don't know what a fair fight looks like?
Those calls put me down a point and I should be up one.
Exactly.
All of us.
Yeah.
Moron. Must not.
Thank you.
He's right. You make every point undeniable.
That's right. Kick her in the face. Just report. I'm sorry. Like, no offense to you, Lee, but you gotta be the example here because Tori tapped out. Now tell me that's not a point, ref.
Point.
Mm.
Point. 2-1.
Thank you. Period. Now let me see you lie about it.
Point.
Mm.
Winner. LaRusso.
Sorry, Lee. This wasn't your time, girl. This wasn't your time. Aw, Uncle Chosen gets a hug.
Cobra Kai.
How much did he grease your palms?
And we think you could be a unique addition to the competition. Therefore, we've decided that your dojo has also qualified.
That's right. Thank you. We going again, Terry bitch. We going again. It ain't gonna be in your dojo. It ain't gonna be in a time when you can pay everybody off next time. Prepare your children. What's wrong? You're not mad, are you? Bow at him, Daniel. Please just bow.
We just need your dojo's name.
Right? Not Eagle Fang Do Miyagi son.
We represent two opposing philosophies coming together and finding a common ground.
We just need a name. Eagle Fang Do?
I do. Nevertheless,
we need a name.
Need one name.
Yes.
You don't have to decide now, but
yes, by the tournament. Are you allowed to just take over the entirety of an apartment block?
Luna invited a ton of people from East Valley. Guess the word got out.
Luna's very popular because she doesn't fight people. And Sam's gonna see Miguel flirting with some girl, and she's gonna throw the necklace down, and we're gonna continue the jewelry saga. Oh, well, I just thought they was gonna be talking, but I mean, y'all just friends, right? How embarrassing. You don't have a right to be upset, though, Sam. You did say we're on a break. Oh. Wait.
You didn't lose the All Valley.
Conscience finally came clear, huh? Okay, Tori. Not surprised, though. You did leave the tournament. You could have tried to fight again, but I think the whole situation being what it was, her realizing that it was once again not going to be a fair fight, Tori decided to back out. What an interesting episode on a couple of notes. I do like the coming together of, you know, the Miyagi Fang Do thing. I don't know what name they're going to come up with, actually. That's going to be, I feel like we're going to get that revealed probably in the finale. But anyway, I do like that they're all kind of working together. I like the way that they set up a real formula to show this committee like what they can do and what they have to offer. I really enjoyed the back and forth of showing how Cobra Kai, of course, is very polished and very like, hello, we're very rich, look at the money. But we had Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang showing that, yeah, they're a little less money driven, a little more scrappy, but they are still very effective. And it's just like that guy said, Gunter, it's a melange of several different styles that have somehow worked together. I do think like that, you know, as I said in the episode, it's kind of weird that they allowed this face off between the two dojos to happen in Cobra Kai dojo. Like, as I said in the episode, even if it is supposedly just for the sake that they have a mat and a ring and everything ready, you've got Cobra Kai memorabilia everywhere. You've got the messaging. You've got just the overall aura of being in that place. Like when Mr. Miyagi said too much advantage your dojo, he wasn't just talking about the fact that there'd be more Cobra Kai students there. He was talking about the whole air, the spirit. It affects people when they're trying to fight. And that's why a neutral location happens. Like that's why the All Valley happens in a gymnasium and not in someone's dojo. But anyway, I understand, you know, for filming reasons, there's only so many sets, and I get why they just want to reuse one that they obviously spent a lot of money on this season. But digressing, I think it's very interesting that we saw, you know, Tori was very much struggling in this episode for a lot of reasons. You know, she's seeing that Cobra Kai is going further and further down this path that she isn't feeling comfortable with anymore. And then she goes to see Kreese, which I thought was a very interesting conversation. You know, Kreese is clearly still reeling over being played by Daniel, first of all. I don't think he thought Daniel had it in him to play dirty. But beyond that, what Johnny said to him, I really don't think that he understood how much anger Johnny still has for him and how much he hurt Johnny. And even though, like I said, I'm not quite ready for the Kreese redemption path at this point, I think it's fair to say that we know that Kreese does care about Johnny. That's always been pretty clear since season 1 or 2. No, when did he come in? Season 2, I'd say. But anyway, so I think this season has definitely been setting it up that Kreese considers Johnny to be his legacy, right? Like that's like the son he never had. And he really thought that Johnny felt that way or saw that he felt that way. And it was a real shock to him to find out that Johnny is not just angry about Kreese taking Cobra Kai back in season 2, he really is hurt by him. Like those words, like, I'm going to burn down everything that you ever created. Like I don't think any father or father figure wants to hear that from someone that they consider to be a son. It really kind of brings home how much you've hurt them. So Kreese, I think, is going through a bit of a crisis of himself, a little bit of a moral crisis, because he's thought that the way he's done things has been working, is he's been doing it like this for, like I said, probably about 50 years now. So to realize it's not working and not know what to do, then comes Tori asking him for advice, and now he's kind of in that space where he's like, well, I'm just ruining everybody's life. So the last person I took under my wing, aka Johnny, hates me now. So if I try to take you under my wing, maybe you're going to turn around and hate me too. So now he's doing the absolute wrong thing at the wrong time, which is to push Tori away and be like, do whatever you want, just leave me alone. Of course, Tori's feeling like she was screwed over, and that she went and took this chance with stinging with Cobra Kai and lying to, well, she says all of her friends, but let's be real, she's really the most upset about losing Robbie. And now you're basically saying even you're not going to stand by me. So it sucks in a way. I mean, Tori still did make the choice, and honestly, she should have seen that by the way that Kreese acts. I feel like she probably should have known that Kreese isn't exactly the reliable type, but I'm not going to blame her on this one, because Kreese is definitely the adult here and she is not. But I'm glad that she's starting to recognize that she does have to make her own decisions. And I guess we'll just dovetail into Tori, because her moral dilemma was definitely a focal point in this episode. Not just the fact that she doesn't like what's happening at Cobra Kai, but just also the conflict. Her talking to oh gosh, I used to give her name now, Miss Lee. Her friend there, she's saying how, oh yeah, if you get one good brand deal, like that could pay for your college, that could take care of you. And we all know that Tori's been struggling with finances since she entered the show. And like she said, she never thought about college. She's never thought about anything for herself, because she's been so heads down into taking care of her family. And so, the reality is that Cobra Kai does have that shiny appeal of, oh, like if I play my cards right with these guys, I could end up being financially secure for the rest of my life. I could be able to take care of myself and my brother and my mom, and, no longer have these problems. So would it really be so bad for me to go down this path if it means security for me and my family? And, that's a deep moral question. I mean, some people would say, morally speaking, no, you should always do what's right. But that's a really easy thing to say when you aren't starving or worried about paying rent, or you and your mom and your brother ending up on the street. So yeah, it was a very interesting place. A lot of things for Tori to consider this episode. But as we saw towards the end, when the tournament happened, as soon as she recognized that Silver had yet again paid off the referee to make sure that Cobra Kai won, she knew that if she got into that ring with Sam again, it was going to be another false victory. And that false victory has clearly been bothering her all season. So I do respect her for leaving, actually, because I think that, she knew that no matter what she did in that fight, it was probably going to end up ruling in her favor somehow. And, I think walking away from Cobra Kai, even though, better late than never, as they say. We saw at the end, she's about to tell Sam the truth and finally put Sam's mind at ease that, yeah, no, you won that fight. This was, this whole thing is dirty. Terry is dirty. And I think Tori might have enough to really help Miyagi-Do's side to kind of benefit. Like, not a lot though, because in the end, her telling her this now doesn't help much with the whole Olive Alley situation. But yeah, I think Tori's kind of sick and tired of being on the team that's doing things that are stomach-churningly awful. And it's good, it's growth for Tori, because Tori from season 3's Tori, like, she would not have had a problem with what's going on right now, but clearly her time with Robbie affected her in a good way, which is good. And yeah, like, the sooner she can get away from Silver in particular and his mindset, the better for everyone. And the only other thing I think we should touch on, and as I mentioned in the episode, was Kenny. As I've been saying for a while, Kenny is headed down a very dangerous path here. The worst thing in the world is someone who's got a lot of rage and abandonment issues being given tools of violence to deal with those things. And that's exactly what's happening to Kenny. I said it earlier in the episode, like, where is Annie? Like, I know his dad works a lot, his brother's in prison, but like, where's his mom? Like, where's anyone? Why is no one checking on this kid? How is he at a dojo till all hours of the night? Like, I understand that they have their reasons for why they haven't shown anybody in Kenny's family yet, but it just seems strange that a 14-year-old would have this much freedom, especially in California. But anyway, seeing, how Terry's just kind of creeping into all the little cracks and crevices in Kenny's emotional mess right now is just really disturbing and sad to see. And, you know, the fact that what he said in this episode to Robbie about how, you know, like, how are you helping my bully? Like, you're training my bully, and Robbie trying fruitlessly to be like, well, you know, I've gone down the path you're in and I almost killed someone. Like, this is not the way to go. And of course, he's not there. Like, Kenny, again, surrounded by the dojo, Silver staring into the back of his head. You know, he's not going to hear any of that. But what really got me was the fact that here's Silver basically telling this kid, like, do something that could effectively murder someone in the name of a game. But, you know, and I know this show doesn't really talk about deeper issues like this, but Kenny is a young black boy whose brother is already in prison and most likely not going to see the outside of one for a while, considering that he's still causing a lot of nonsense in prison. Like, Terry can get away with doing the things that he's doing because he's got the money and the ethnicity to get him out of any kind of sticky situation. Terry Silver will never go to jail. Or if he does, it's going to be for like a fraction of what he deserves because he's got the money and the connections and he's a white man. Kenny is a little black boy. And we already know that in America, little black boys are already villainized as men the second they hit puberty. So it's like, no, sir, you cannot go around permanently injuring people because you will go to jail. And Terry Silver is not going to bail you out. He's going to consider you a failure from that point, dump you and find somebody else to take your place. So anyway, I know it's a little bit deeper than this show goes, but it's like, Kenny, I don't think you're thinking here, son. You don't get to be like that. Like, yes, this is karate, but there's a line. And even if it wasn't, like, all that stuff aside, he should never want to hurt somebody to the point of permanently harming them over what? A tournament? Over points? Like, yeah, it's just so messed up. But anyway, we'll have to see how it goes. We're only a couple episodes left, and I don't know. I don't think we're going to get this Taikei. Oh, gosh, I don't remember what they call it, but I don't think we're going to get it in this season. I'd be surprised if they did, considering they're building it up quite a bit. But we know that both Cobra Kai and Eagle Fang Do are going to be in there. And yeah, we'll have to see whether or not Tori actually makes the leap and fully joins the other side, and how things are going to go when they find out the truth of just how corrupted Terry has made this whole situation. But overall, a very interesting episode. Lots of great battle scenes. I enjoyed it a lot. If you guys enjoyed watching along with me, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.